And we've got two of our friends here that are going to be helping walk us through the entire hour. We've got Chris Mentzer with us and Brittany Rastelli. So good to see you both. Thanks for being here.
It is so good to see you, and it's so nice to finally meet you. Heard a lot about you.
Likewise, I have been looking forward to my very first Rastelli show, and I'm thrilled that we get to work with each other for the next 2 hours here tonight. I hope you're both hungry.
Hi, Justin.
Nice
I just wanted to come say hello because we haven't officially met either. I'll let Chris get started with this delicious chicken, but I just wanted to come say hi.
Well, I'm so glad that you did. I know that both of you are going to be alternating throughout this hour, so we're going to see both of you, or rather for the next 2 hours, so really excited. But let's get started with that chicken. This is 12 5-ounce super trimmed boneless chicken breast. Now, normally this would be $70, but we have a sale price of $62.98, and it's available on an easy payment of $20.99. This is the first day that we presented it at this low price, so we're talking about a $5.24 piece each. So that's how much it's going to be. You are saving $7, and auto delivery is available for every 60 days for the next year on free ship as well. Now, Chris, when we're talking about these, what is the difference between this piece of chicken versus what we see in the grocery store?
Well, that's a great question, Justin. I'm gonna show you right here on the screen, because this is what you can see in an all-natural, antibiotic, hormone-free, happy chicken. These chickens are free-ranging. They eat a vegetarian diet, and they're coming from the Delmarva Peninsula, just right in the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia backyard. These breasts come fresh to us, Justin, and this is what you get from a happy chicken. There's not often you can take a knife and sit there and show the juices coming out of an actual chicken breast. Because chicken breasts, as you know, are so much, they're dry, they're stringy if you overcook them. This chicken breast is just bursting with flavor and moisture, and there's a reason for it. You just mentioned the difference between a supermarket and this chicken. I'm going to just say, slide over here. So Justin, this is what you get at the typical supermarket, right? This is the chicken breast you get. When you unfold it, you're going to see the fat, the wing fat, and all this underbelly, right? This is what you get. This is what you have to deal with at home. You have to clean all this fat up, get rid of this. And if you see this right here, this little pad here, which we call in the business a diaper, that diaper's there to absorb all the water that's actually coming out of the chicken, okay? Because the reason that there's water coming out of the chicken is because they cool this in water, right? And that's what you don't want. These chicken breasts that you get from Rastelli's, right? Look at this. They're perfectly teardropped. You mentioned they're super trimmed. So if I flip this, there is absolutely no fat. These are air chilled. So what that means is that they're not being put in water with solution to cool them down, so they don't absorb water. They're going to come to you absolutely beautiful, where you don't even have to touch them. You just have to cut the top of here, you drop it into your bowl, you season it with a fork or take your tongs, and you put them right on the grill.
You know, Chris, I feel like I've learned so much about chicken just in the last 2 minutes here of talking with you. The grocery store, I've been the one that's bought them in the grocery store before.
Yes.
And there's that, you calling it the diaper makes perfect sense, but there's that bottom piece that Chris has talked about, and I never understood what it was for. And yet at the same time too, I've also looked at the chicken, and it's huge. And oftentimes I'm cutting off so much of the fat that as I'm doing it, I'm thinking how much money, I paid by pound, how much money did I pay for of the fat that's extra? And then realizing that that diaper is there to just absorb the water that is pumped on the inside. You know that when you're buying from Rastelli's, we're talking about hormone free. We're talking about these being steroid free, about these being free range chickens that you have. If you are somebody who you're really thinking about and you're being conscientious about what you put into your body, that's where you can trust by buying here from QVC and buying from Rastelli's that you are getting that hormone-free, all-natural, free-range chicken. And to look at how, I can't believe, Chris, that all you're using to cut this is a fork. That's it.
I'm just Justin, that's it. Because when you have a chicken that's been raised the right way, that eats the right diet, that's free-range, eating a vegetable diet that's air chilled, it's going to be fork tender every time. And I know everyone at home that has supermarket chicken, we call it woody chicken. It has those lines in it, and when you go to eat it, it's really, really tough. It's just not a good experience. And you just mentioned, you cut all that fat off. You get rid of that diaper that's full of water. You're paying for that. We don't want you paying for that. These are super trimmed. You're gonna eat from end to end on every single one. And every single one, Justin, is gonna be fork tender. But let me show you. When I cut this in half, right? Every single one. There's no fat, there's no gristle, there's nothing. It's just pure chicken. So you're gonna eat this from end to end. You don't have to worry about cross-contamination in your kitchen, trying to fight with those big chicken breasts, cutting them down to size, getting all that fat, that center chine piece off, that cartilage. These are absolutely perfect, and they're just so easy to do, and they cook so fast. So I showed you how they came, Justin. They come in these beautiful vacuum sealed package, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna last in your freezer for 1 year from when you receive it. Just
Wow.
tuck it away in any nook and cranny. I thought when you cook these, you wanna cook them from raw. So you're gonna take them out the night before, put them in your refrigerator, and they'll be ready to go the next morning, or the next, whatever, if you're using them for lunch or dinner. If you forget to, you can put them in a cold, a bowl with cold running water, and they will thaw literally within 20 minutes. That's how quick they'll thaw. So if you're a good planner, that I'm not, then you're gonna do what I do, put them in water. If you're a good planner, most likely like you, Justin, you can take them out the night before, but you're gonna get this perfect chicken that's gonna be so juicy and so tender. It's gonna literally melt in your mouth. And the other thing too, Justin, most people that haven't had a happy chicken are gonna be shocked on the flavor, because eating this just like this with no seasoning, it has so much flavor. It is absolutely so delicious. And compared to the other chicken that actually, because it absorbs that water, it loses flavor, and then it's purging all the juice. So you're not getting a really tasty chicken breast.
Well, that's what we want, right? We want chicken that does have that flavor to it. If you are somebody who's getting that grocery store chicken and then you're constantly drenching it into something to be able to help to enhance the flavor, that's not necessary with this. You are getting 12 of them. Now they're 5 ounces each, and each one is gonna be individually packaged. So that means if you wanna take one out, maybe in the morning, you let it defrost, you can go ahead and maybe grill it up, throw it into your green pan, however you wanna do it. You could put that on top of your salad. Maybe you're throwing this on top of some pasta. I see there, wrapped around bacon. I like that idea.
How about that? How about just cutting this chicken into some chunks and making these little beautiful appetizers with your favorite dipping sauce? I actually like a little horseradish cream with these. They're delicious. But look at this. I mean, this is just a great little appetizer, something different that maybe you haven't done. Yeah, really, really easy, but simple, right? So that's something that's really nice. It's great for, like, this slices up, like we talked about, from end to end. So when you slice this, there's literally, look at the slices you're gonna get from here, right? There's no waste on this. So it's gonna slice from end to end. You're gonna use every piece. You're not gonna be trimming this, like taking fat off, taking that center cartilage that you normally get.
Oh, yeah.
It's not gonna have that wing fat. It's not gonna have that belly fat. It's gonna be perfect, beautiful chicken. And again, so this is something that I love to use for, even if you're doing some soft shell tacos, right? I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it. Anything you do with chicken, but you're gonna find out that you don't have to season this as much as normal chicken, right? Because it's so fresh, it's so clean, that it's just gonna be unbelievably flavorful.
Well, you know what it reminds me of, Chris, is when you go to a steakhouse, and I've done this before in the past until I've learned to like properly eat steak. I've gone before and then I would ask for like the dipping sauce, and any chef is like, I just cooked this steak to perfection. You don't need, if it's a good steak, you don't need anything. But it's true with the chicken too, is that you won't need that seasoning like you would normally pour on top of it, because you have so much flavor that's right there. And the other thing too, have you ever before bit into chicken that you've had and then you chew onto that tendon or that tenderloin, or you have that little bit of cartilage, and then it kind of ruins the rest of the meal, right? Like every time you go to take a bite, you're like, oh, let's hope that we don't have any of that cartilage in here. You're not gonna have to worry about that here. $62.98. Your easy payment is just $20.99. It is shipping to you for free. It's just $5.24 for every individually packaged piece of chicken that you're gonna get sent to you. They are coming to you raw, so you just cook it from raw. Super easy to do, and you just pull them right out of the freezer as you need them. Item number there is M90415. Now, Chris is gonna be with us the entire show.